Hello there, Wastelanders, and welcome to the latest episode of the Pipcast, a gaming and Fallout-based podcast hosted by myself, BADCompanySarge, and Caedo Genesis.
That's me. Hello. I'm here.
You are here. And we got lots of stuff to talk about today. In this episode of the Pipcast, we'll be talking about E3 and all the crazy stuff that's happened. From Battle Royales filled with 100 Keanu Reeves, that's probably his name, to the Johnny Mnemonic remake featuring the Slayer himself. I will do my best to sound like I know what I'm talking about, and then Caedo's gonna clarify the random ramblings that I go on with.
I'm supposed to clarify things? Sarge. What?
Okay, real talk to everyone here. Caedo has just got back from work, so he's had no sleep. I've slept for like less than 4 hours after pulling an all-nighter with E3.
Oh, it's a movie.
You've not seen Johnny Mnemonic?
No.
What?
I told you it went over my head, Sarge.
Oh, I thought you just forgotten it, but no, Johnny...
No.
Oh, man. Okay, we don't
I thought you were just delirious from hunger and
I am delirious, but I'm delirious in a way that makes me know really random stuff from the 90s. Yeah, everyone listening, this is going to be a weird one. We've got timestamps on screen, so if you want to skip ahead to random bits of insanity, that's all good. And
yeah.
A tip of the day, which neither of us are following, is look after yourself.
Okay, listen, hey, I did get my exercise door bar thing, and I did do pull-ups before I went to work yesterday.
Anyway, let's jump into the news, because the news is basically E3, and there's a lot to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to start off with the most amazing bit, and I was going to include so many Johnny Mnemonic things here, and now you won't know any of them. I've literally got 2 pages of quotes up from a movie.
I don't know if anybody else will. It came out in 95.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually older than I am. It's...
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird, Sarge.
I know.
Don't say that.
I know, it's real weird. I didn't realise I looked up quotes. Anyway, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
showed
cool,
up.
right? And,
At this CD Projekt Red panel.
Yep.
To show us tell us the release date for Cyberpunk 2077, which happens to be April something.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I completely missed the release date. As soon as Keanu went, you're beautiful people, everything apart from that erased from my mind. That's all I needed.
Yeah. I need your breathtaking t-shirt, right now.
It's... Man,
I could make one, dude.
You could. If you haven't seen already, just search Keanu Reeves breathtaking, and there's a really short...
We'll have it, in the... You should just watch the whole thing. Watch the presentation with the trailer, and then Keanu... You just skip ahead to Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, there was a Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, and it's cool and stuff, but just the fact Keanu Reeves was there kind of overshadowed it a little bit.
He was there, and he was also in the trailer. He is one of the key characters in the Cyberpunk universe, which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, and that's why I started doing all the Johnny Mnemonic stuff, because it's a movie from the 90s where Keanu Reeves plays this outlaw baddie cyberpunk kind of dude who's able to store almost 80 gigs of data in his head, which in the 90s was mind-blowing.
Couldn't you just say the Matrix and
oh, what, and be another boring person? Yeah, I'll just talk about the Matrix and Bill and Ted and John Wick and the only things people have seen it in. No, Johnny Mnemonic.
No, well, the Matrix is in a futuristic hellscape, so it's
trust me, Johnny Mnemonic is more of a apt comparison to Cyberpunk.
All right, I'll take your word for it, Sarge.
Everyone,
I haven't seen it. Go
watch Johnny Mnemonic. There's great quotes in it. I can't say almost any of them because I've got a lot of swearing. But anyway, that's probably it for Cyberpunk. It was a pretty cool trailer where we got to see a bit of the main character and some just cool cinematic stuff. But we've not seen much gameplay, so we still don't know a lot about the game, but Keanu Reeves is in it, so we're all happy.
Yep.
That's all you need to do to make us happy. Just put Keanu Reeves in it.
That essentially sold the game for me.
Yeah.
And I was seeing, I peruse the Reddits pretty often, especially on the weekends. So I would like to mention that make sure you go to GOG to pre-order the game or get the game if you plan on buying it, because GOG is owned by CD Projekt Red. That means they get all the profits instead of going through Steam or something like that, because they deserve it, to be honest. Yeah. Somebody else posted that on Reddit, and it's a really good idea.
I will try and remember to do that. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I almost instantly pre-ordered it on Steam. but
right?
I didn't. It was just like, oh, this has popped up, oh, I just want to get it. But because it didn't have like any deluxe edition or anything like that, I held off for a second wondering if they're going to announce like a deluxe edition, but it looks like it's just the game. But anyway, Cyberpunk's coming out, Keanu Reeves in it, it's all good. Something that is out right now is a new Borderlands 2 DLC.
Yes, and I actually watched your first impression thing on it.
Yeah.
Just to get a little context, because obviously I haven't touched it yet.
It's a free DLC if you own, like, I think it's Borderlands 2 Game of the Year or the Ultimate Edition or the Handsome Jack Collection. Basically, if you own Borderlands 2 and a bunch of the DLC for it, you can get this for free. I believe it's only for a limited time, but I think it's for like a month or something.
And keep in mind, the Handsome Collection is extremely cheap right now.
Oh yeah, it's at like 94% off, I think, on Steam.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
like,
so you should
they're
pick it
basically giving it away.
Yeah.
If you don't have it already, spend your coffee fund on...
yeah, I was literally going to say, just forgo one coffee this week, and you get like 2 pretty damn great games with all of the DLC. But there's this new DLC which kind of sets up the events of Borderlands 3, it takes place after the events of Borderlands 2, so it's kind of a way to build up hype for the next game, whilst also getting you a lot of story in there that you get to play through, instead of it just being like, oh, and all of this happened off screen, which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Also, I am super impressed. I only watched your section of it, but they had like full cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, fully voiced characters, and characters obviously that were returning from other parts of the Borderlands franchise.
Yep.
Tales from the Borderlands too.
Yeah, there's so much there.
And I was just extremely surprised that they did that after this game has been out for how long?
Like 5 years, I think. It's like 5 or 6 years. It's been a while.
Borderlands 2 came out in 2012.
Yeah, so that's 7 years.
Yeah.
Man.
So they added a DLC to a 7-year-old game just so they could connect the story. Neat.
Yeah. I will say as well, the DLC isn't just story-based you walk through. There's stuff I didn't even get to in my first look, because I'm now like a few hours through, and also nowhere near the end, it seems, so it's like a proper-sized DLC.
That's cool.
Yeah, but no, after a while, there's like these plants that are being mutated and stuff to attack you, and there's a new effect where you go into the plant and apparently you deal more damage whilst in the gas, but there's like a meter up top which fills up and you can like die if it goes all the way to the top, so there's kind of a risk-reward thing in standing in the gas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they've added like new enemies and new mechanics and a couple of new weapons and stuff. It's been pretty damn impressive. It's just
a little extra.
Yeah,
a little extra.
A lot extra, to be fair.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it. Yeah. I don't know when I'll have the time though.
That was part of like the Borderlands 3 stuff that was shown off at the Xbox conference, but honestly, I can't remember any of the Borderlands 3 stuff they showed off, because that just...
It was just a mess of action.
Oh, okay.
In a trailer. Because I watched it too, and I was reminded of the panning shots that they really like to do in the Avengers movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where the action is going on, they're panning through all the characters.
Yeah.
That's basically what they did, because they're like, oh, that's a pretty good idea, probably.
Yeah, I remember it now.
So, but we saw each of the new Vault Hunters using their abilities, actively in this cool like trailer that they were doing, and fighting different enemies throughout. So like I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we also saw the creatures that Flack would summon.
Yeah, he's got, like
he
a
summoned
trio
all
of them,
three
doesn't he?
in the trailer. So that was cool, and that's Kite's jam right there. Kite's gonna be playing Flack for sure, and obviously I'm gonna be playing Amara. So
and I'm gonna be the operative, is it Zone or Zach?
Zane.
Yeah. Zane Flint. Yeah. I'm totally gonna be him. He's badass.
Yep. And somebody's got to play Mose. It might be Nelsar, or maybe he'll pick somebody else. I don't know. Don't know who else we're gonna play with.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people playing the game, so
that's for sure. Let us know in the comments if you're gonna play Borderlands 3 when it comes out. I mean, at this point, because I'm looking again still at Borderlands 2, and it says it's a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Wow, I mean,
so
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, can't stay on Borderlands all the time. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Mm-hmm. There's a new Halo game coming out.
Halo what?
Infinite? Yeah, but there's a lot of games this year which are famous series title and then just a word. So, apologies if at any point we mix them up. There's
and well, since Infinite's been used already with BioShock,
yep,
like it's confusing. Like it's the title and then a descriptor.
Yeah.
Halo descriptor, the game.
Yeah. For this new Halo game, I don't think they showed us any gameplay. Not that I recall anyway, but there was an awesome cinematic trailer which focused on this UNSC pilot who's just been away from his family for ages, things are going horribly wrong and he's just surviving on this ship for a really long time. And I was so hyped at that point, and then Master Chief shows up and is just a bit arrogant and yeah, I'm Master Chief, and I was like, screw you, Master Chief, I want to be the pilot. Because apparently I like the underdog.
That's good.
Yeah.
I only saw a summary and little snippets of it. But yeah, the pilot, I mean, because Master Chief is Master Chief.
Yeah.
He's just a giant, the BA protagonist, so...
Yeah, he's Mr. Generic first person.
There's only so much character you can... He's even faceless. There's only so much you can add to a faceless monotone.
Yeah. It's a case of he speaks in the trailer and I was like, oh yeah, Master Chief has a voice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because I just assumed silent protagonist, but... No, the pilot... Whoever did the acting for it, because it's probably all dots in your face. That kind of way they've done it. That's the official name for it, right? Yeah, sure. But whoever did the acting for that did a real good job, and it was just put together really well. I'd recommend watching that trailer, even if you're not a Halo fan, just for the trailer. It's entertaining in and of itself.
Well, we should mention too that the Halo collection is coming to PC as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're slowly rolling that out, so we could actually kind of push that too. Be if you were interested at all in the Halo franchise, now is the time to get into it, because we're slowly getting all of the games on PC,
which is pretty damn cool, seeing as I don't play Xbox much anymore. And
yeah, and I would like to play past 2 at some point.
I think I've only played Halo 3 Reach and ODST all the way through.
Yeah, and I heard Reach is amazing, and
Reach is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and a lot of people like ODST as well. I still just want to try them.
Yeah, they're good games.
So,
but another futuristic-y sci-fi series, but this time with a bit more grit and grime to it, is Gears of War. I have completely forgotten what the name of this one is. Is it Bloodline?
I don't know. I didn't watch the Xbox thing.
Yeah, I watched it. There was, in the conference for it, there was this one really weird bit where the camera goes underneath the stage to where they had 3 pro wrestlers getting ready to play a new Gears of War mode where you basically plant a bomb in a hive and then try and escape.
Huh.
Yep. It was weird. And here's the thing, I'm trying to remember the names of the wrestlers, because they're actually 3 different wrestlers I've seen on a lot of gaming stuff before, because they're all quite avid gamers. I want to say Xavier Woods? Is that the name of the first one? Anyway, I can't remember. But it was pretty weird, but kind of cool in an odd way.
That's strange.
Yeah, are you a Gears of War fan, Caedo?
Not particularly, actually.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. They seem alright, but never been too invested in them.
I think it has to do with the fact that it's, an Xbox. It was Xbox exclusive, right?
It might have
and
been.
has
yeah.
been.
To be fair, I've only played it on
probably,
Xbox.
Well, I would guess for a while. So the reason I'm probably not, invested is because I haven't had a chance to play. Yeah. I haven't had that console. I've always been a Sony guy. If it's console, which, I think you've seen my station.
Well, if you are a Gears of War fan, there's a new Gears of War coming. The new mode looks kind of cool, conceptually, it's kind of nice, and there was a pretty badass trailer for it. So that's all good.
Yep.
Quick kind of side tangent, because obviously you didn't watch the Xbox conference, but I watched the whole thing, and the tone shifts were so out there. We went from stuff like the Halo and the Gears of War, where it's quite dark and dramatic, to suddenly this bright and colourful, cheery indie game where you have to hug a deer and stuff, and they just cut straight from one to the other. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that, and I was like, "This is the perfect game for Kite."
Yeah. But there's like a whole bunch of... I think they showed off like 60 games or something ridiculous in the Xbox conference. So a lot of it was just going from trailer to trailer to trailer. And then there were a few games which got some actual proper time.
I want to mention, though, that I just did saw Jeff Keighley talking to the developers of that Happy-Go-Lucky Hug Animals game, but that also has to do with death.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't the entire... Not the entire thing was happy, but it's like the moving on type theme for games, or taking souls to the afterlife type thing.
Oh,
I don't know. But, like... It's a cool concept. Like, I want to give that one a look, too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I like taking those games for a spin sometimes.
Yeah. My point was more just, like, the conference seemed a bit all over the place. Like, I was chatting with people in my Discord whilst watching, and it felt like they were just showing random games at random times, almost like they were doing it alphabetically or something weird like that, as opposed to getting a structured order. Because it did just shift from, like, first-person action shooter to the nice cuddly, if slightly emotional game, to just, like, some mobile thing to...
Not priming the audience for the next thing kind of thing.
Yeah, it was... You were constantly being bounced around in what you were supposed to be feeling.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have liked it if there was more of a build-up with several dramatic things in a row, then some light-hearted stuff, then just, like, fun games or something. I don't know. Just...
Was the Cyberpunk thing at the end?
It was towards the beginning, yeah, because I got a timestamp here.
Wait, towards the beginning?
Yeah, it was like, 24 minutes into my recording of the conference, Keanu Reeves says the beautiful thing. So, Cyberpunk was near the start, and I can't remember what came
the breathtaking thing?
Yeah, the breathtaking thing.
You're breathtaking. Oh, man, it was so great.
So that was near the beginning as well. So then everything after that happened, and...
Why did they... Okay.
Yeah. All of the stuff I've watched
like...
feels like they've just kind of thrown things in at random.
Yeah, you would save something like... I would... Okay. I'm not a professional planner for organizing an event or anything like that. But I would save the big guns for the end, and Keanu Reeves is the definition. Okay, hey, I'm done geeking out about Keanu Reeves. I got a man crush on him. Let's move on.
Everyone has, it's okay. I went downstairs earlier, told my mum, I was just like, oh, Keanu Reeves was in E3, and she was just like, oh, and I told her about Cyberpunk, and she was like, oh, that's so cool, Keanu Reeves is awesome, la-di-da-di-da. Because everyone loves him.
Yeah. He's a lovable guy.
Yeah. You know what else everyone loves? Killing Nazis.
That's a good segue. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So, we had 2 Wolfenstein games shown off. Well, I say shown off. We got told about Wolfenstein Cyberpilot.
Yeah, they only talked about it. They're like, yeah, play Wolfenstein Cyberpilot in VR. I don't even know like when they said we were going to be able to play it.
No,
and there's only a select few of us that have like Vives and VR headsets. So like, it was a very specific group of people they were targeting for that. Maybe that's why they didn't have a demo.
Quite possibly.
Or like,
it was just kind of like, hey, this is something that exists.
Yeah, because VR hasn't really picked up yet. Beat Saber helped with that, but yeah. Anyway,
but Youngblood they spent a bit more time on. Albeit, I don't think they really told us much new. They gave us a release date, but just showed us some footage. Was like, hey, you
it just comes out next month.
Yeah,
like it's so close to release that they should not share more.
Yeah, that's probably a fair point.
Yeah, and since they're mainly story-driven games, like again, I'm treating it the same way as I did, in the first part of this E3 podcast thing with Death Stranding. Like, I don't want to see too much of the story before I actually get into it, because I don't want to ruin for myself.
Yeah, to be fair, they've done a pretty good job of not really revealing too much. Like, I've watched all the trailers and stuff, and I don't know... Well, I know the basic story, which is, we're finding Dad, his 2 twin daughters say. We're killing Nazis, his 2 twin daughters say whilst covered in blood.
Yeah.
That's basically what you get told.
Yeah!
That's all you need, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it just looks pretty good. I know you're getting it. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of footage of it. It's going to be cool.
Yep.
And Bethesda actually ended their conference with another shooty killy game, which is Doom Eternal.
Yep, and that was pretty cool. It's just more Doom.
Yeah.
The gameplay they showed though did not look extremely skilled.
I mean,
it looked like an average Joe playing the game.
It kind of looks like it's someone very carefully going through each move and doing it one at a time. Almost like if I were to do a challenge video where I could only use one attack, then I had to switch to a different type of attack or weapon. Kind of like Gun Game or something like that, almost. That's what it felt like to me.
The weapon switching looked a little jank, though.
Yeah.
In some of the spots. Like, it looked like they were trying to remember, like, what they were supposed to be doing or something like that. It just didn't look clean like a demo would.
Yeah, they brought like the weapon wheel and
I don't know. That's more just a presentation thing that bothered me a little bit about it. Generally, I'm still excited to play it. It's more Doom, like I said. I mentioned it in my Discord. I don't think I mentioned it here though, because I was thinking about it. And I'm like, I should set up the Vive again. So, because I had the sensors still mounted to my walls, like I just had to plug everything in and realign it and hook up the headset again. So I played Doom VFR for the first time, I think a couple days ago, and that's pretty fun. But I have been out of VR for so long that it made me pretty nauseous pretty quick. So I played it for about an hour, and then I went to bed. Because this was like after I got home from work too. Oh, yeah. I should really stop like overstimulating my brain too after I get home from work. But you know what? You only live once. YOLO, everyone. Fellow kids.
YOLO. Alrighty.
Okay.
Well,
are we going to Doom Eternal? Kill more demons! Yay! And we might battle through like different dimensions and stuff too. That's gonna be cool.
They talked about like heaven, hell, earth, and a planet where sentinels come from.
Yeah.
Which
so
pretty cool.
Kind of going the Wolfenstein route and just going to other places outside of Earth.
Yeah. There's also an interesting multiplayer mode with a Slayer and 2 monsters, which are demons.
Yeah.
And the demons appear to be able to summon like other creatures and play it kind of strategically. And the Slayer just needs to like blast for everything to win.
Yeah, I just hope that's not too much of their focus, because they had that snap map thing with the first game, and I was like, that's really cool, but I don't think it's going to be used that much, and I was disappointedly right. I'm jazzed to play some more Doom Eternal. Also, their stages and their sets for levels and stuff like that, they look amazing.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of their trailers was just like panning shots of areas with no combat, because it was just like, oh wow, this is incredible. Mm-hmm. Oh, something I haven't actually included in our list, but whilst we're talking about stuff that looks incredible, the Elder Scrolls Online trailer that they showed off is amazing.
Yeah, the story thing.
Oh
with the Khajiit.
Yeah, the Khajiit rogue who's like
the
fighting against a dragon.
dude,
and, oh man,
and busts out in a freaking skeleton golem and just beats the crap out of a dragon. That's cool.
That is such a good trailer. Like I'm not fussed about playing Elder Scrolls Online, but I've watched that trailer about 5 times now, and it's pretty much the longest trailer that came out of the thing. And
yeah,
I saw on like the Skyrim Gods Discord, someone was posting just saying, "I want this as a movie," because it just looks so amazing. It is so good. Best trailer from the conference, I'd have to say, to be honest.
I honestly can't figure out why you bring up a valid point. I can't figure out why they make such amazing cutscenes for video games, even in the Metal Gear Solid stuff. But we still haven't extremely rarely gotten a game movie that's actually that good.
Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Dilly Dally Shilly
Pretty
Smelly.
Good. Okay, that one was pretty good. Kingsglaive was really good, or pretty good. The Final Fantasy 15 one, which is like the prequel to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Well, most of the time they just go for live action, don't they? Which very rarely works at all.
Yeah.
Once we start getting more animated movies, it'll maybe work, but who knows. Anyway, we're getting off topic. It probably will do. But, Caedo, did you see the trailer for Deathloop?
Yes!
It looks cool.
It does. I am totally down with whatever this new thing is from Arcane. I was really hoping for, as I said before, in the earlier podcast, you should listen to that first if you are not paying attention. Jeez. I'm an a-hole today, too. Jeez.
I mean, if that's the worst you've got, it's not too bad.
Okay. I'm trying.
We're tired. We apologise for everything we say.
So Arcane Studios did Dishonored and Prey, and I was hoping for more Prey because last thing they did was a prop hunt, which wasn't that didn't get much attention. Good lord, this has got a new aesthetic. The voice of Jed Masterson from Honest Hearts is the voice of the dude.
Oh, okay.
And I'm cool with that. He's got a very recognizable voice, and it's beautiful, and I want him to be a main character and not a side character that dies early. But this is a game about killing and then
coming back to life and then killing again in like a loop.
Groundhog Daying or
yeah,
the Edge of Tomorrow type
live die repeat
thing. I was getting the Edge of Tomorrow and the movie Oblivion like kind of meshed together. Kind of thing, because Oblivion is a looping movie too.
Yeah, it's one of those looping things. Hence, Death Loop.
Yeah, and it looks neat. Like it didn't really show much when it comes to like objectives and stuff like that, but it has my attention.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where I looked at it and I was like, I'm not sure what this is actually going to be like, but it looks cool and I want to see more of it.
Yeah. Speaking of another new IP under Bethesda, Ghostwire Tokyo by the developer. I forget the developers' names. The developers of The Evil Within. So let me just Tango Gameworks. Yep. Yeah. They're relatively new under Bethesda because The Evil Within is like the only thing they have working with them. But yeah, so this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo, very Japanese based.
I mean, Tokyo kind of gives that away.
Yeah, and it's got a dude in a demon mask, and if you guys ever saw the Left Behind movies or read the books or anything like that, people were just disappearing like the rapture's happening, but it turns out it's these weird like humanoid demon type thingies that are making people disappear and leaving their clothes behind, so they're going to this other dimension or non-existence naked. It's weird.
Yep.
But I'm intrigued. Obviously, you're going to be playing as that main character that's like fight the darkness kind of thing. And he's got powers.
Ooh.
And a bow.
I've got a bow.
And I think that's pretty much all we got out of it, right?
Yeah, we didn't get too much info. It was very much a couple of excited people coming on stage.
Another teaser trailer situation. Yeah. Just another thing to be excited for or look forward to.
Yeah.
You didn't want to talk about the horrible mobile nonsense that happened? Oh, there we go.
Bethesda mobile games. Literally, I'm looking at the script. The next point is
dude,
Bethesda mobile games. Come on, man, I got this.
I am so blind today.
It's alright. Yeah. So my segue was going to be, you know what everyone else wants to see? Mobile games.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I checked before the Pipcast the like to dislike ratio for all of these things. So there's Elder Scrolls Legends, Elder Scrolls Blades, and Commander Keen. We'll talk about what they all are in just a second. And all of them are at like 75% or more dislikes to likes on their trailers. Because Bethesda showed off a bunch of mobile games at E3.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, like, it's clearly what the general populace doesn't want, but people do still buy into them.
Yeah.
Because there are people that do play mobile games. But they don't invest... It seems like they don't invest in events like E3 and what developers are actually doing.
Yeah, it's like you're advertising what is likely going to be a financially successful game to people who don't care about it.
There's this huge disconnect that I think is there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when I play a game, especially a Bethesda game, I'm not playing it on my phone or tablet or whatever.
Yeah, there's like a tiny overlap between the audience of people who are interested in E3 and actively watching the conferences and stuff, and people who just want to play like a mobile game that's a bit of fun. Blah, blah, blah. If they just released the trailers for these and not shown them at E3, I reckon the reception would have been so much better than it was.
Yeah.
Because then it just would have been, oh, this game is coming out, but it's not being like heavily showcased, it just exists.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how they would promote it otherwise, though, either. There's ad space on, like, the Google Play Store and
I
stuff
assume
like
so.
that, right?
I mean, you're the one with a smartphone. I don't have a smartphone. I can't remember anymore.
I'm scared to even look.
Yeah. To be fair, you used to not have a smartphone and then you got one. And I used to have a smartphone and now I don't have one. So neither of us are that up to date with mobiles.
I still hate it. Because I gotta get caught up in the social medias and the Reddits and the what the popular kids are doing.
No.
Okay, so yeah, it's got. Oh, geez, I don't know how to work this.
Old man Caedo can't use his phone.
Yeah, I can't. It's got banners at the top for like big games.
Yeah.
But the rest is just little nifty icons, and oh nope, you scroll about 4 times, you get another banner of ads.
Yeah. There's ways to advertise it on there.
I see how you game your games.
I should actually point out what the games are. Elder Scrolls Legends, I think we talked about in the last podcast. It's just a card game like Hearthstone or Gwent or other better stuff.
Yeah.
Blades is like, I suppose, Oblivion dungeon crawler thingy if it was pay to win. It's basically how it seems to be.
I think Ultima Underworld is a good comparison, I think.
Okay.
More so. Because Ultima Underworld, you start in a dungeon, you basically end in a dungeon, but it's like very, go to the next room, fight something, choose a direction kind of thing.
Okay. And
get gear.
Yeah. The new game that was announced was Commander Keen, by a lady who came out and was really happy to be there.
I felt bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, her demeanor gave away that she was really proud of this. But she was probably not prepared.
To be fair, the Bethesda audience at that conference was really hyped. Like, no matter what the announcement was, there was a huge cheer. And Todd Howard got almost a standing ovation as well.
Yeah, I saw that, actually. But also, because of that means they had kind of the common decency probably to give them their attention, because they are the presenters. Like, I have at least base respect, even if what they're presenting is probably not great.
Yeah.
So I'd probably do the same thing for the game, but like, I don't know if she was expecting the percent. Anyway, Commander Keen is an IP that has not been resurrected for decades.
Yep.
So I'm sure Bethesda was just like, well, we're not doing anything with this IP, let's make it into a mobile game.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And from what I saw, I asked Kite to give it a look because she's more into mobile games than I am. She didn't, I don't think yet, but I'm sure I'll hear. I'm sure I'll get a good gauge on whether it looks like crap or not from her personally. But to me, it looked nothing like the classic Commander Keen games, because I played those. I played Goodbye Galaxy, I think, was the main one, and it's a very unforgiving action-oriented platformer.
Oh, okay.
Anthropomorphic, like, bouncy balls, and basically anything can kill you. Like raindrops.
Yeah.
Can kill you. Like, it's a brutal game.
Now, we've got Fallout to talk about next, but are there any games I've missed that you want to talk about before we get onto that?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. I'm glad I asked.
But I forgot.
And now I regret asking. Well.
Wasteland 3.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Wasteland 3, they had Scotchmo go over what the new game is. Scotchmo was a companion based off of Hobo with a Shotgun in Wasteland 2. And he was the one that was telling us about Wasteland 3, and it was hilarious. Because he's crazy drunk.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's awesome. So, when I got on that rant about people wanting RPGs in the Wasteland again, but not willing to go all in.
Yep.
So, for those that are willing to go all in Exile is one of the breakaways from Interplay that decided to continue with the Wasteland license. Wasteland inspired Fallout. So, if you like the classic Fallouts or isometric RPGs or both, go play Wasteland 2. Or also, Wasteland 3 is still supportable with the Kickstarter side of things. So if you wanted to support it, now is the time to do it, because they're closing that soon, because their development is almost done with the game.
Yeah, anyone who wants to play like more of an old school Fallout game, there are multiple companies making stuff like them.
Yeah.
They do exist. So
you just gotta pay attention.
Yep. I follow one of the groups on Twitter, and they're making some really cool stuff.
Go on with the Fallout.
Yep. For anyone who's more interested in the modern Fallouts, though, Fallout 76 showed off the next 2 big expansions, which are just wildly different, and Okay, Caedo, how should we do this? Do you want to start with Nuclear Winter or Wastelanders? Because this is really going to affect the mood.
So, before we say anything,
Okay.
know that the rumors for Battle Royale were true, but also there's going to be NPCs that are human also.
Yeah, and there's like proper speech options and stuff with them.
Correct. So there's going to be things that were supposed to be probably, this is my theory / guess, that were supposed to be in the game from the beginning, but weren't because of time.
See, I would counter you there and say the way they've done it now makes more sense with the Wastelanders bit coming in later as Year 2 content.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I mean, it makes more sense,
yeah,
but...
story-wise, having everyone be wiped out from a Scorch Beast threat, then having the vault open and having you deal with the Scorch Beast threat, which is like the whole main story of the game, then dealing with it enough that people can come back and start inhabiting it, makes a lot more sense than it just being, there's NPCs and stuff, but there are Scorch Beasts who are trying to wipe out everything. It makes the Scorch Plague and everything much more threatening if everyone's dead at the start, and then people start coming in once you've dealt with it. It also gives you kind of the hero god complex thing that you want out of games in a weird way.
Okay.
That's my take on it, at least.
Or
Or,
they added the Scorch Beast specifically to the plot device
yeah.
to not have to worry about NPCs for a while.
Yeah, it could have been done in like the reverse format.
I'm jaded Caedo today too, a little bit. So,
I'm-
but I am excited to see like what comes next and what kind of crazy bug fixes they're gonna have to do. Again, jaded Caedo is coming out, so I think we should talk about the Nuclear Winter thing first, and then end it on a high note, because
Alright.
that's what a lot of people want, is the Wastelanders thing more so.
Yeah, so Nuclear Winter is Battle Royale coming to Fallout 76, which obviously has a lot of people annoyed. To be fair, I looked at the like to dislike on all of these trailers, like I said earlier. It tends to be like 75%, 2/3 dislike to 25% to 33% like on the Nuclear Winter stuff, which isn't as bad as I expected, seeing as even Wastelanders is only like 90 or 85% to 10-15% like to dislike. So there's definitely some people who are hyped for Battle Royale in Nuclear Winter in Fallout 76.
And reading up about it more now and seeing what they have to show and how they're incentivizing it so far, that's air quotes, Dr. Evil. I am willing to give it a try, but also I'm indulging the idea.
Okay.
Because I could tolerate battle royales. Like, I played Fortnite, as long as you're with the right people. That's extremely important for games like this. Or game modes, I should say. Because the co-op experience is huge for me personally. And if you have that, and because Battle Royale is so short-lived with a lot less risk than a standard PvP in survival mode, or even taking over workshops, then it's probably going to have a lot more fun factor than the standard stuff. But also, you're going to be like fighting other monsters and wasteland creatures alongside, and stuff like that. I don't know how they're going to make that work.
I really want to focus on, because Battle Royale Fallout sounds very generic. It could just be a Fallout skin on it, but they are doing a lot of stuff to make this unique from other Battle Royales. The big thing is like the whole PvE element, because I'm trying to think of if there's another Battle Royale I've seen with PvE, and nothing springs to mind actually. But
no.
Some of the information we were given is that there will be creatures still about. Apparently they die a lot quicker, and you can get loot from killing them, but killing them makes it obvious where you are to people. I don't know if that's like a blip on the map, or just, oh, you're firing bullets, people will notice.
Yeah, and obviously people will hear that.
Yeah.
even PvE, like, they will hear it.
But I do kind of like the fact that they've included PvE into it, and it's not just, oh, I'm someone who spent the last 10 years playing COD, and I'm drinking tons of G Fuel and taking Adderall and stuff, so I'm going to win every match. There's some more nuance to it. And
don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do them, no. But I am a somewhat avid FPS fan as well. Like, I really like Apex Legends and Battlefield and games like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. But because I also like games like that, I know how badly it can go. And in my recap, I made the comparison to Firestorm, because Nuclear Winter literally has a Firestorm, the same mechanic as Battlefield 5 Firestorm, which has had some really horrible stuff happen with it.
Yeah. I was calling it Ring of Fire because that's what it is, and they use that song. So
here's the thing, Neebs Gaming made a Battlefield 5 trailer which looks just like the Fallout 76 trailer, where they're singing Ring of Fire and showing off shots like that, and it's freaky just how similar they are.
Wow.
But no, I've got a friend who covers Battlefield 5, and that game came out at a similar time to 76, I think it was a month or two early, and basically every type of video he's made, I could make for Fallout 76, and now that a Battle Royale, which is looking quite similar to Battlefield 5, is coming out, I feel like I could probably just record his videos and just dub over any reference to Battlefield 5 with Fallout 76, and it would make some sense. Like, it's worrying how similar they've been.
Just talk about the nuclear or the nuclear launch code cases or whatever.
Yeah.
The briefcases that come up. You could just drop nukes wherever if you find these cases, which is kind of awesome, but also kind of terrifying.
I really like it. Especially seeing as it kind of cuts away from it just being, oh, this person is better at first-person shooters, and more gives it a case of, oh, this person found some nukes and they were careful and kind of sneaky and avoided combat, and now they can detonate this big fight that's going on with all the pro players.
Yeah.
And I feel that almost evens the balance a bit, potentially. We'll say, obviously, at this point, we haven't played the mode. We don't know exactly when it's showing up.
Yeah.
It could be tomorrow, to be honest. That's kind of like when I think it might first appear. So
yeah, well, they have they're supposed to have, like, the early access or whatever.
Yeah, so
during the free time.
Yep.
So, I don't know. But should we mention that? The game is free for a week.
Yeah. This week, you can play Fallout 76 for free, no matter which platform you're on.
We should have started with that.
Yeah, we probably should have. Nuclear Winter, as well, is 52 players, which is quite a bit, and it's all to do with the lore of Vault 51 as well, so it seems like there's some lore-based incentive to at least try it out, so that you just learn a bit more about what's going on there. So I think even people who aren't huge fans of Battle Royale, but want to learn more about the story, might like play it once or twice, which is kind of nice. But for me personally, I can see so many ways it can go wrong. Hopefully, Patch 10 is coming along with Nuclear Winter, because Patch 10 has combat improvements, which are going to be critical.
Yeah, including the damage numbers, which is, I consider, very important, because you can do damage tests on each other.
Yeah.
Like, so you can actually tell how hard you hit.
Yeah.
It's going to be without... Cool. Like, bringing up your Pip-Boy every single time. Like, if you're wearing a bloodied anything, it's really hard to tell what your damage output is when you have, like, half rads and there's a Mirelurk Queen beating the crap out of you at the same time.
Yep. It's going to be...
But that's just me. That's just me.
Oh.
I'm an isolated freaking Deathclaw gauntlet wielding psychopath. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are now. Unstoppable Monsters out. So,
yeah, that came out. Somebody was talking about that in the subreddit too, and they were just like, "Why is this doing so much more damage than my ski sword?" And I'm like, "It's the Unstoppable Monster, dude. This is the most incredible weapon they've given us, just for doing menial tasks in the game."
By the time this episode of the podcast comes out, there's either going to be, like, barely any time or no time left to get the weapon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
so if you missed out, you really did miss out.
Yeah.
For real.
It was a good one.
If you play 76, that is.
That's why you should be subscribed to my channel and checking out my videos each Tuesday, because I actually cover the weapons.
Yeah, and they're actually very popular, too.
Yeah.
Sarge does a very good job. I want to give you some props, too. You do a very good job on telling people, like, how to do it, most efficiently as possible, especially for those who don't want to deal with the survival mode extra stuff.
Yeah.
Involving confronting other players.
Yeah. Oh, I had a really sweet direct message on Twitter from someone who was just like, I didn't want to try out survival mode, I was all worried about it, I watched your videos, I gave it a go, I loved it, thank you very much. That was so cool.
Oh, that's so kind of them.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, thanks. It was pretty
Shout
sweet.
out to you, Mysterious Messenger, on Twitter to Sarge. You're very kind.
Very nice. I like comments like that.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, anything else we can really say about Nuclear Winter?
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're going to try it, because I was actually going to ask you what I need to bribe you with to get you in for a match.
Okay, so the last Pipcast, the prior to E3 thing, because like I was already kind of prepped to hear something related to PvP battler type something. But after reading that post I linked to you and thinking about it a little bit more, like it's remembering that the developers are still passionate about.
Yeah.
Some of them, at least, are still passionate about what they're putting together for us. So, I want to give it a shot at least.
Yeah.
And it's not an exploitative thing.
No.
It may be exploiting the genre.
Yeah.
but all developers have attempted that already. At least the developers that are like on the map right now. So I have nothing to lose personally. Like I've already paid for the game twice.
Yep.
I haven't paid anything to the Atom Shop. But I still play, so why not?
The fact that it looks like they're doing some unique stuff with it and not making it just a completely generic battle royale has made me slightly hopeful for it. Because if it was just like, oh, cash grab Bethesda, gurdy, it would have just been, you jump in with your character, it's just a battle arena with the ring closing in, that's it. They just make it quick, easy. Instead, they've tried to initially make sure everyone's on an even footing. They've taken that into account. They've added in some interesting mechanics. They clearly want it to be good, which is so reassuring to see. So I think we can both say we are looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Even though we're both prepared for it also to be utterly terrible.
Yeah.
So
I'm not completely sold on the idea, but I'm willing to give it a try, like I said.
Low expectations, high hopes.
Yeah. That's enough on that, I think.
Wastelanders is something that's going to be much more positively viewed. Although I saw you doing like a couple of counters when people were like, oh, better dialogue than Fallout 4, and you were like, oh, well, we've only seen one bit of it so far. Yeah. So you're keeping people reined in, because... I mean, that's just me, like, when I'm tired, though. Like, I'm exhausted from conversations that I may have. Yeah. But, there's NPCs. We saw, like, the one dialogue thing we saw were just, like, a couple of generic kind of responses you can give, and then a perception response and a charisma response.
Yeah. I mean, they were already making jokes about the yes, sarcastic yes. Because that's essentially what that was. But that's how dialogue used to be anyway. Yeah. Like, it was still leading to the same result. People are just have wild expectations on how dialogue trees work. Yeah. But it's never been that way.
Generally, there's, like, tops 3 or 4 outcomes. Very rarely. Most of the time,
it's never branched
outcomes.
That much in any game.
A lot of the dialogue options are yes, no, leave conversation, give me more lore.
Yeah. Or yes, shoot in the face, leave.
Yeah.
And I feel like Outer Worlds is probably going to take that route.
Quite probably. Oh, that got shown a bit more gameplay and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm probably going to pre-order now, I reckon, but I'm still a bit unsure as to how good it will be. I'm mostly just concerned about all the hype for it, because I think people are going to be disappointed. Yeah,
I'm worried about that too, because I saw the gameplay too. Yeah. Or the gameplay and the trailer or whatever combined. Yeah. And it still felt kind of generic to me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be like, Game of the Year, best RPG ever made.
Yeah. They gotta really shake things up in the story department, but because like the action wasn't quite there for me, especially seeing all these other games that are heavily action focused. Anyway, back to the
Wastelanders. One thing I did want to bring up is the thing where it shows you like charisma or perception. I'm wondering if those are actual skill checks, where it's like you can attempt this, and if your charisma is high enough, you'll succeed. If it's low, you'll fail. Or if it's just you've got decent charisma, so this option shows up and it's guaranteed.
It looks
to go
like
through.
A threshold thing. Yeah.
But I wonder if they'll do both options as well at later points, or how far they're going to take it with the whole speech trees. Yeah, dialogue trees.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So one of the things we did find out was there's at least 2 survivors that we can physically talk to.
Yep.
One is a raider, one is a vault dweller, or because Vault 79 was shown in the banner too.
Yeah.
So maybe they were from Vault 79, they left, and then they came back, or it just opened. But he was wearing like generic farmhand clothes, so I'm guessing left and then came back, or something like that.
I mean, it could just be a generic Wastelander, and 79 is just like being teased. But
it could be that too.
It seems like they're the more friendly faction. Think kind of like the Minutemen wanting to rebuild and be friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Then there's Raiders you can join up with. And I said in my recap that I'm really happy with how Raiders are presented in 76, because they're much more human than in the other games, where it's like, oh, there's a Raider, I'm just going to shoot that thing. Now they're human.
I worry about it though, because it seems like Bethesda has this weird thing, and I think Obsidian did a little bit too. Where they couldn't make them do an evil faction in the believable way the entire time, and even in a human way, if that makes sense. And I'm worried because especially with Nuka World is a good example, the DLC for Fallout 4. You're working with the Raiders.
Yeah,
they're generally an evil faction. A lot of the dialogue, especially with Gage, the companion, did not feel evil. It didn't feel like I was an evildoer, and I was kind of hoping for that. Like, I wanted to go more edgy, because that's what they threw you into, but it didn't quite like hit that.
See, I prefer personally the more nuanced kind of thing of, we're doing bad stuff,
right,
but we're doing it because we want to just live good lives with us and the people around us.
Yeah.
Because that tends to be more of what happens in real life. Very few people in real life just go, mwahaha, twirly mustache, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's true. So you're hoping for more, what, chaotic neutral type?
Yeah, like...
type thing, or
I love it when I see a villain in a movie or a video game or anything like that, where I go to that person and I go, that's me. In that situation, I would do the terrible things that person has done, because it would benefit me in that way. It's all believable, but does that make me a bad person, or does it mean I've just
doing
done
things out of desperation or need to survive?
And so many of the Raiders in 76 already, like the holotapes often are like, why did we do that? I feel so bad. I have to leave.
I'm so into it, dude.
Yeah.
And the gourmands, like their whole thing too, like, oh, you could see this dude spiral into insanity as he was eating his loved one. Oh, that's neat. And like, I like that kind of stuff because it is believable, and it's also like they were at least beforehand upstanding citizens, at least to some degree, until they were pushed to the limit and just had to go back to their base instincts or survive or whatever. And I like that believability for an evil character, but it has to get to that point where, using the Nuka World Raiders as an example again, it didn't seem like they were doing that at all. They were just like, I'm evil for evil's sake, but hey, how's it going, Vault 111 dude? High five or whatever. It felt very polarizing. Is that a good...
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that more than anything is you didn't really see the Raiders doing anything much. They just kind of were there and just chatting away with you. If it was instead like, you walk into there and they're executing some people who didn't want to put on shock colours or something, and a bit more of a rough vibe of it, and then maybe later on you see a trader try and kill a raider and sneak out, and there should have been more stuff to show them as why they're evil and show them doing evil stuff, and then them, I don't know, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do well.
Yeah.
There's very few games, I think, who make evil characters in a really good way that isn't just like a stereotype. Like, the one that comes to mind is always The Witcher, because The Witcher has bad characters who are also like quite deep and nuanced.
Yep, the Bloody Baron.
That's the exact one I was thinking of.
He's the go-to for me too, because like he's got such a brutally intense backstory. Just like, oh, this guy's kind of a D-bag, and then you look into his history and stuff like that, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and then he does like a few things in the game which are like, oh, that's something really nice you did, which you had no benefit of doing or anything, and then like 5 minutes later it's like, oh, he tells me about this horrible thing he did last week as well, and it's, you're never quite sure how to feel. I like that.
Yeah. I know that he should stop drinking.
Back to Wastelanders. Anything else other than the NPCs? Oh, the buildings and stuff.
Yeah, they're reworking the space station for the Raiders, it looks like.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So the space station, the Crash space station, is going to be a settlement/town.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to there being some ramshackle settlements, even if it's just like one for the Raiders, one for the Vault Dwellers or Wastelanders or whatever they are.
That also means that the Toxic Valley will be a little bit more useful.
Yep.
Because right now it's not really.
No. I mean,
outside of like even the Pioneer Scouts, like you just go there to do the quizzes, and that's like the lower right hand corner of the place. But after you do like the mini like Grafton Mayor stuff, you really don't have any reason to be there.
Yeah.
The game even takes you in a southern direction because it's like Forest, Ash Heap, the Savage Divide, and then you go up the Savage Divide, you go to the Mire, and then you go to the Cranberry Bog. Like you can avoid Toxic Valley entirely.
Yeah.
If you go that route. So
yeah.
It's good that they're adding more things to see.
Yeah.
that have things there actually.
I do hope when the towns show up, they're somewhat meaningful.
Yeah, I don't want to be more empty locations.
Yeah, if it's a place where it's just like a few NPCs wander around and you can walk up, say hi, and that's it. That'll be a bit dull.
I don't know how much you noticed, but Wavy Willards especially is extremely empty.
Yeah, well...
For, like, stuff.
Yeah, most locations are just, oh, there's enemies in here, and containers to be looted. That's like the vast majority of locations in the game, really.
It felt like Wavy Willards, though, in particular, was, like, even pretty sparse on the containers thing.
Yeah. I think it's because it's like a large open plan area, which makes sense for a theme park, because it'd normally be packed with people.
Yeah.
But as soon as it isn't packed with people, it's just like, wow, this is a lot of dead space.
Yeah. But also, if you noticed how many Nuka-Cola vending machines there are there, and the fact that none of them spawn Nuka-Colas in them.
Oh, do they not spawn it at all?
No.
Oh, that really sucks.
Yeah.
I always just assume I'm having bad luck with the vending machines.
No.
But,
they just don't.
Oh, that sucks.
Otherwise, that would have been in my guide instead of the Red Rocket Station and the vendor, obviously.
Of course.
Check out my guide on Nuka-Colas.
Woo.
If you want to get yourself some Quantums or orange or grape or whatever.
Yeah. Lots of good Nuka-Colas. One final thing is bows are coming to Wastelanders, which I'm a fan of.
Yes! They were showing off something else, too. I don't remember what. There's other weapons. Oh, they showed a plasma caster or a classic plasma rifle in the banner as well. Yeah, so. And the Hellfire armor.
Yep, that's Nuclear Winter, isn't it?
That's Nuclear Winter.
Yeah.
I think there was another... Somebody was pointing out another power armor set that looked like something we don't have yet.
I know there was like I think most of them might just be skins for existing power armor.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
But yeah, there was something where you were in like an Arctis Farmer looking place with like green ultrasight that looked like it was modified or something. There's a weird power armor suit there.
Yeah.
Plus a suit with like pointy sticks out of it. There's some interesting stuff, but...
I think that's the one I was talking about, too.
Yeah, I have a feeling most of it is just going to be purely aesthetic and not actual new armor. Although it would be really cool if it was new armor.
I mean, that's mainly the rewards from the Nuclear Winter thing, anyway.
Yep, winner, power armor skin now.
Yeah, that's how the tiered reward system is going to work, because you're going to get Overseer points, then you're going to be able to unlock things from those Overseer levels, I guess, if you succeed in the... I wonder how they're going to get that to work, too. Like, if your placing determines how much... Overseer points you're gonna get, or if you're just the straight up winner you're gonna get, you know.
There was a screen which shows like XP and stuff. I'm actually gonna boot it up now because I saved it because I'm a smart little Sarge.
Yep. If you think about it, they did kind of show us more with the Nuclear Winter thing, since that's gonna be next.
So yeah, match placement, time survived, placement XP, players killed, players downed, AI kills, elite AI kills, nukes launched, and revives, gives you XP into Overseer XP. And then there's upcoming rewards, and it shows you for each level, like, looks like there's a banner thing, and then level 23 some weird, who knows what, a perk card pack of some weird type of something, I don't know. 24 looks like a little camp statue, 25 looks like a skin. And then at the bottom there's adventure mode where you get XP and caps as well for just playing the Battle Royale, which could be a decent way to level up your adventure mode character at the same time, which I'm kind of excited for. I think that's pretty much it. There's not really much more we can talk about with Wastelanders or Nuclear Winter, although I will say, obviously, pay attention to what's going on with Nuclear Winter to see how it turns out, because this could all go horribly wrong, but it could also actually be alright.
Yep.
We'll probably find out within like the next 48 hours or so, roughly how it's going to go.
Yeah. Also, Doom Eternal's in the Bethesda store now.
Oh yeah.
You can
it showed
can
up
pre-purchase it. It's up November 22nd.
Yeah.
So yay.
Woo.
It's probably going to be on Steam also.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
That reminds me as well, Xbox Game Pass has come to PC. So if you're a kind of person who likes to play a ton of different games but doesn't want to have to splash out tons, you can spend like 10 quid a month and you get all of the Xbox Games Pass on Xbox or PC, or there's like a 15 quid a month version which I think has both Xbox PC and Xbox Live Gold, which is kind of cool. Nice little subscription thing if you're the kind of person who doesn't just want to play like a few games a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's better for your budget,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I just still buy games outright, or I buy older games to play on my PS3.
Yeah.
Because they're like $20 for like triple collector editions.
Yeah.
So I get like 3 games for the price of one, or the price of a third of one. So 3 games for super cheap. Yay.
Woo. I think that's something which will at least appeal to a few people. And it seemed to be relatively reasonably priced, which I was happy to see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
probably it for our E3 coverage.
Yeah.
It's
So-
still ongoing though, so plenty more's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what I'm going to edit this, to be honest.
That's alright.
But I will remind everyone, including you in the comments, hey, you, listen, you beautiful human being.
You're beautiful no matter what species you are.
I'm going to edit this so great. If you're curious about Fallout 76, the only thing right now you're going to invest is time.
Yeah.
It's free. Give it a shot if you are even mildly interested.
Yeah.
Because you might be surprised. It was a dumpster fire at launch. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
But at this point, it is playable and it's fun with friends. And I have a community in my Discord. We have a Fallout 76 talk channel where at least myself, good buddy Eric, good buddy the Union, who else we got in here? Horseback Grinder, he's got a shop that he's very proud of.
Got a Wasteland Merchant.
Yep, and Empty, it looks like Empty is someone here too.
There's always a few people like popping in and out casually from that as well. And the odd new person showing up as well.
Yeah, shout out to you regulars for playing 76. Make sure you get your newbie camps ready too for all the people that are playing during the free week. I already have mine set up. It's been set up since the brewing thing. I don't think I'm moving ever. Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Cool.
I'm spent.
So, the final little bit. Caedo, what are you playing or working on?
I don't know, man.
Sleep? Is it going to be
I'm
sleep?
I'm working on doing my real life job.
Yeah.
Stupid thing that I don't want to do anymore, but I gotta do because I freaking have living expenses.
Patreon.com/Caedogenesis.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
If you feel like supporting me, I never say this. Thank you to Wasteland Legend Sven. I never say this during the Pipcast. I should more. I appreciate your face, Sven. You're awesome. But if you want to support me going full time, I would have more time to do things like this and not be delirious.
Yeah.
And I would love that. I would love to make more stuff for the community.
Yeah.
And be able to pay my rent.
Yeah, and as someone who does YouTube full-time now, I can say that Patreon support is so essential, because YouTube revenue goes all over the place. So,
it does.
I mean, I only get like, I want to say maybe 20, 30 quid off of Patreon a month, but just knowing I get that much money, it's like, okay, even if my revenue tanks, I can just buy food that month. It's so reassuring to have. So anyone who Patreon supports anyone, you're really helping people out, so good on you.
You're a good person.
Yeah.
You're thinking about others, and that's very kind.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's all.
I should say that I'm planning on just recovering from E3 if I possibly can. And trying out Fallout 76 Battle Royale. I really stupidly made a mini-series. I've already got the series I'm working on. I then decided I was going to make a build this week, which I don't know if I'll be able to do. There's a weekly weapon to do, as always. Then there's Battle Royale possibly coming out this week. I have so much to do. I'm also trying to get a collab with someone done. It's crazy. Hence, I've been very cruel to Caedo and gone, Caedo, can we do this today? I don't want to die tomorrow.
I don't worry about it, Sarge. Don't you worry. I'm the least of your problems.
I've got a lot of problems right now. I'm basically at the point of if I can just survive, like, 60 more hours without passing out at some point where I'm not supposed to, then I'll be fine. That's all I need to do, then it's all good. So, final notes and questions. People who watched along with E3 and stuff, what did you enjoy most of all? I've put in brackets it's gonna be Keanu, because it is.
Keanu, you can't top Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
Like, he's shown up. He's already been there. What's, like, Kojima? Maybe. Because he's got 3 celebrities with him.
Yeah, but they're not Keanu.
That's right. I'm gonna tap out for the day.
Yep. I think that's time to end the Pipcast. We made it. We did this. Whoa. Recording was done. If you want to find me, I'm youtube.com/BADCompanySarge. I just realised I misspelt my own name in the little template we've got here. But yeah, I've done a bit of E3 coverage. Yeah, I can't spell when I'm tired.
Company.
BADCompanySarge. I make Fallout 76
Sarge is a bad cop.
Yeah, if you want to learn how the nuclear winter goes, do check out my channel, because I'll no doubt have multiple videos on it over the next week or so.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite curious about it all. Plus I do other stuff. So just subscribe already, pretty please.
Yeah, and you can also jump into either one of our Discords, and you'll see a feed of our videos in there too.
Yeah.
You're already here if you want, again, if you want to support the channel, the Patreon thing, if you want to join the community, social media and all that junk down below.
Yep.
I have cool series going on with the classic Fallout games right now, and I live stream on Tuesdays.
So
if you want to check any of those things out, check the things. I have live stream archives too that are actually, I'm tooting my own horn here, but they actually are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Watch back.
I quite enjoy watching stuff like that whilst I'm stuck at the computer editing or something.
Yeah. So, like, if you're waiting for the next Pipcast, like, just throw on one of my old live stream archives.
Yeah.
Because
the Spore ones with horrifically mutated Sanic are quite amusing.
Oh my goodness, you gotta passively watch those ones though, because that's a disgusting Sonic creature that I created on purpose.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, take care of yourselves and be healthy and be happy, and look forward to the new wonderful things we have to play this coming year in junk.
Yeah.
You're great.
Woo.